We're messing up on the gas gauge for Matt's off-road recovery.
So the irony. Good morning, everybody. We're down here in the bustling metropolis of Hurricane, Utah. Come down to start day one on the wiring on Matt's wrecker. So Dusty and I stopped. Got our caffeinated beverages here ready to go. So I guess we'll head over to Matt's. Hopefully there's somebody stirring there in his shop and we'll get to work. Corvair storage, I guess.
You get to tour a Matt shop real quick.
Yeah. It has. Yep, there's the facility. So Matt's a little bit farther behind than what he'd originally intended to be on this. So Dusty and I, while we're waiting for them to get the rest of this put back together, get the cab set back on, we've removed the engine harness. So we're going to start on the engine harness, get it tore down and built the way I like it. We'll put a central fuse box for the whole engine management and transmission stuff, so it's all in one spot. The way Holly does it, it's kind of scattered around and makes it hard to diagnose. So we'll get that cleaned up. Okay, so we found all the harnesses for this Holly system. The computer here, we got the add-on harness, the handheld, the trans harness, engine harness, and the power harness are right there. And then I've got a fuse box here that will put all the relays and the fuses in for the engine management, so it's all central. It's a bit of a process, but we got plenty of time since that's the way that is. So good work. They got quite a bit of stuff to wrap up on the frame, and then they get the motor in and hopefully get the cab on. Right now the tire work. No shirt. Put your shoulder to the wheel. All right. The other thing we can do while we're waiting is see if we can get or figure out where everything's going to mount. So we got the engine computer right here, and then the fuse box right there. That's pretty good size, and this is not a good sized cab. This is not electronics friendly type of layout, but we'll see what we can figure out here. Wonder if it would right there, yeah.
I don't see why not. I'm just worried. Are we gonna get any foot kicking or?
That should be like a month worth of work to do that.
Yeah, that's a definite consideration. So they're not people are gonna kick it.
That would work. It might be.
I wonder if just on the firewall would still be
Just
better.
up here, just up here.
Looks like this fuse box is going to go right there. So that gives us room to run our wires here on this one side, and then room below it to run our bulkheads. And the computer will go right there. Nice natural shelf for it to be in. Easy access. And plenty of room for us to run the harness. So, okay, me and Dusty are pulling wires like a couple of wild crazy men.
They're out of control. They've almost been kicked out of my shop 3 times.
I know.
For their wild and crazy ways.
Well, that's what happens when I bring Dusty.
Yeah.
So things get out of control.
Out of control.
Yeah. This is just about ready to be set on. As soon as we get this harness set on, hopefully everything will lay out, and after that they'll be able to set the cab on we can start doing the truck harness. But it's pretty loud, pretty crazy. This crazy welder over here sounds nuts.
Now let's do a vertical up, the same setup. Now do you remember what the settings, what we have to do on the settings to do vertical up?
Turn it.
215 and
Yeah, they have.
remember when you go across, then it goes very fast.
Wow.
Huh?
So I definitely need to hold on the sides longer.
Just a little bit.
Okay, to make it more flat.
Yep, just a little bit.
It's a Z pattern, and so
Hole, small hole, across fairly quick and jump on there. Good.
Well, Tom, while you were out gallivanting around, we got this done.
Oh, that's right.
That's been working.
Yeah. Way to slack, Tom.
I wasn't slacking, I was gallivanting.
Oh, gallivant. Oh, I didn't know there was a difference.
Totally different.
Gallivanting burns calories.
That's true. Okay. I understand. I like that. That's good. I think
Come out here and see why this is called
Ready
vertical.
to, you wanna come over here, maybe throw any more tape somewhere if you,
yeah.
we're basically ready to pull back off, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we'll just do that. We'll just take that right there. There. You got some? Grab some. It's supposed to go in my pocket, but
I'm just not that smart.
Why put it in your pocket when you can set it down?
yeah, and spend 20 minutes trying to remember where the crap I put it. Okay, tape is going in my pocket. And I'll forget about it being there too, watch me.
Chad, do you know what the limit is on these? For how low you can run them?
Pretty much till they touch.
I mean, you don't want them just sitting there pounding on it.
No,
So,
no, that's
but-
basically where that touches is where your bump stops need to be bottomed. So,
All right.
is that, you got cradles for those?
Yeah, this is basically the same thing that Paul has in the back
Oh,
of his.
okay.
So I got the cradle for the bottom, put the bracket on the top,
Okay.
and then just air these up and down as needed.
You'd be able to air them individually too, I guess.
Yeah.
probably. Cool.
Yeah,
that
for
should work
sure.
good. Help keep it stable.
And you'd probably want some air in them.
Like 2 or 3 pounds, yeah.
Put in more.
I think in some book somewhere it says not to put air in those without
Well, that's my
Never do what he just did.
that's my concern. My concern is like if you got 40 pounds of air in these, and you articulate and lift, is this gonna?
having them. Shouldn't.
You just shouldn't go stick your head by it.
Yeah.
What's the max PSI?
90 or 100.
We're gonna exceed that, man. Because you'll put 90 in them, and then you'll articulate,
Yeah.
and whatever it squishes to, that's what you'll get.
Yeah. Yep.
Do not apply assembly when it is unrestricted.
It wasn't even in a book. Wow, it was right there on the sticker. Wow. And I'm impressed you don't need to have glasses to read that, man.
Overinflation may cause assembly to burst, causing property damage and/or severe personal injury. Look at these tiny words I'm reading.
Does it say math?
I want you to know I'm focusing to read this. And there it is. And hey, that was delayed. But I'm indignant that you would comment on my poor vision.
No, I'm commenting on your good vision because
He was impressed.
I was impressed.
Yeah, pretty good vision for your age.
Pretty good.
For a train wreck like it. You know, you don't approve of this, do you?
She does. She doesn't care one little bit. As long as she can crawl on
Like the
tires
face.
and lick faces.
She's in heaven with that height. with the face licking.
Yeah.
Like I said, though, the human version of Peanut would have a lot of restraining orders.
Oh, let's probably label all 3 of those. Because odds are we're probably not going to be the ones connecting the oil temperature sensor.
Green was black, that was oil temp, right?
Yeah. Well, we got the harness all laid out. All the extra wires are labeled.
Do you want to roll this forward and set the cab down where it goes?
As long as it doesn't cause you any grief.
No, we're just
Yeah.
barking around.
Pretty close to where it needs to be.
Yeah, let's go ahead and push that drum in.
What did you decide on that?
I think we should drop that down just a little bit lower.
Okay.
Just below those 3 holes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Make that work.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Just kind of slide it over to the outside as far as you can so we have room to route those wires.
These guys have a fun task of doing everything the right way. Plus, the cab comes off easily.
Yeah. Well, it's proven to be a bit of a challenge here. The next challenge, learning all the various switches.
So we can build whatever we need in there, I guess. So this whole ignition stuff, I don't know. I haven't thought this out, but I'm thinking of paneling over the face of this
Okay.
with aluminum, and so all that stuff would just fit there. Speedometer, tach, oil temp, trans temp, oil pressure.
Right.
What else do I run?
Fuel gauge.
Oh yeah, fuel gauge. Once the gauge starts to move, I'm at 30 gallons.
Yeah. Yeah, that should be fine.
That should be fun. I mean, every vehicle's different. The banana runs out before empty.
Oh,
The
nice.
Morvera runs out way after empty.
Yeah.
And sometimes I get them confused.
Oh.
Do you have any other questions? You got?
I'm sure there'll be probably 1,000 other questions.
Right, but right now,
But right now,
nothing's pushing.
that gives me quite a bit to do and more than I'm gonna get done tonight.
Okay.
We're making progress. Here you can see the fuse box is mounted. The main harness is roughed in and the engine harness is roughed in. And then this is the harness that goes to the ignition switch that still needs to be cut to length. At the back of the wrecker is the extra wires that we didn't use. And over here, Dusty's laying out the harness that runs to the back. This particular kit came with a handy diagram that makes things a little easier to understand. Here you can see where each wire connects to the fuse box and which component is connected to it. I find it quite helpful to lay out what circuits will be needed. It's always a good idea to make a realistic plan of what's going to be added down the road. Here you can see all the different lights and which direction or sub-harness they go in. I also added 7 auxiliary circuits for lights or whatever else may be needed.
I don't know how close I am over there as far as like.
Yeah, well, that's the nice thing about using Velcro is
Kind of slide it around.
kind of slide it. I think we got a few too many wires here. That one got pulled right out, so that's our dome light wire. I think I'm gonna have a bulkhead connector over here. I think there's just enough room. And run like a bunch of most of the lights and stuff on this side. Okay. Fill up that bulkhead connector, and then I'll use the high current one over on that side to feed that. I think we should get the shop back in here. And
Definitely.
vacuum this mess up. And then get the wiring cart in here tonight.
Agreed.
Oh, here, check out our super nice wire cart that our friends at Wire Pro set us up with.
Yeah, get a gray, get a green.
So it's probably not using pink for that.
Like that. Perfect. All the wires on the record are yellow. Yellow? All of them? Yeah.
It's the black ones.
Oh, yeah, it's a black.
Like the cement mixers and just have them all be white with little illegible things printed on them. Yeah.
It's cool enough to say, hey, this has got 4 carburetors, and people are like, what? Are you kidding me? That's how you stump your old school hot rod Chevy buddies.
Oh yeah.
What factory high performance engine came with 4 carburetors?
Yeah.
Corvette.
Yep. Dusty hair never even really seen a Corvair until yesterday. So.
Not much, yeah.
Day 2 in the Moore shop. Back at it. Today we have this harness pretty all ready to go in. All this harness goes to the center console. These will be for the auxiliary lights. And there'll be a bulkhead connector right here to tie all this stuff into. Remember, this cab has to be easy to get on and off, so that's the reason for all the bulkhead connectors. Matt's working on getting the fuel tank in there. Hello. We'll get going on that here right quick. See if we can get a lot of this pulled today.
Holy cow, I think the inside of this cab was painted with a brush.
It looks like a.
It's totally painted with a brush. That's crazy.
You should have heard all the swear words.
Alright. We're almost ready to do something here. Almost. Just about. Tom, you ready to do something there?
Something big about to happen?
We're almost ready to do something.
I'm just looking at all those wires and I thought it's not me.
It could be.
Yeah.
It could,
We can turn it over.
it wouldn't work.
Well, that makes sense.
Somebody's got high expectations for us.
Pretty colors and put those together.
Hey, isn't that what you're supposed to do? The tank in.
The tank. Okay, let's do it.
Something like that. Something like that should work. I quit standing on the wires. Yeah, that helps. Holy. I gotta cut this to length. Oh, it's just so bad.
It gets so frustrating, I guess is the easiest way to explain
it just gets so tangled up because everything is so long.
Yeah.
I need to get I need to send them.
For a hard time.
You want breakfast, Dad? Eat that.
You guys should eat some of these pastries.
Yes.
Really?
There's,
Oh,
yeah, and there's
Yeah.
The 16 is what. both
wow.
That's-
Okay. I shouldn't, but I bet I will anyway. Because I have zero self-control. Especially when it comes to a good Danish. This really is laying in here pretty nice. Once we get the mess all taken care of.
we should have worked with that.
So number one, how
This is the relay out.
Okay.
Do we need that for anything?
no, so the first one we're gonna deal with is dome, I guess.
Okay, so dome will be the first one.
Yeah.
And then
So I didn't
turn.
understand why we weren't.
And do we have the turn? Is it, should be
Yeah, that's the purple one.
that one there, right?
Yep. Okay. Cool. Yep. Yeah, while we work on that, I'll just keep tidying up this side.
Okay.
All right. I know it doesn't look like it, but we're making progress. Yeah. It looks like utter chaos, but this is probably the worst it looks before everything starts coming together. Dusty's over there on that side, getting ready to make the connections to the fuse box. So that means once he gets 2 or 3 wires connected to that fuse box and we get our length set, then we can pull the fuse box and this whole harness out, put it on the table. And we're not twisted up inside this cab so much, so. But probably another, would you guess, about 2 more hours and we should have this laid out? I think so. At that point we can start running wires down the frame. Mm-hmm. Okay, that'll be a big stepping stone really, so. Yeah, it will.
A little more room than the FJ? Or about the same?
It's about the same really. Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that'll be perfect.
Okay.
Actually, as far as actual room in the dash to work with, it's a little closer to the Nugget, so.
Oh wow.
In fact, I think there might be more dash room on the Nugget than this, so.
Interesting.
Yeah, this big engine cutout, it makes it a bit of a challenge, so. And I just want to make sure we keep everything tucked back where nobody kicks it or covers it with mud and stuff, so.
Yeah.
But we got it. I think being able to set the computer on top of the doghouse there makes it doable. So.
Oh, that's where
Yeah.
you're putting it.
So then you can see it through the glove box door, and it's really easy to get to. So yeah, I think it's going to lay out pretty good. And I'm trying to keep this stuff as far away from the actual firewall on the driver's side, so you'll
Yeah.
have more room to do your brake
Yeah,
pedal
I
and
still
stuff.
gotta do brake and gas.
Yeah, so
down there.
trying to give you maximum option for that. So you don't have much room over there at all. In fact, I'm not even sure how that's all going to work out for your brake pedal. So
It'll be like a go-kart. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the gas.
wow.
That's why I'm thinking about breaking into here to give my foot a place to rest.
Oh yeah, yeah, that would work. Yeah, there's
So
not
we'll-
much room over there. at all.
We'll get it. There's not much room in the Morvair and the XJ really.
No, there really isn't.
There's plenty of cars that I have to take my boots off to drive. A Corvette.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I drive those in tennis shoes or barefoot, but not
Yeah,
my boots.
Not your boots. Yeah, there's not enough. Even these boots will catch in those.
Yeah.
Got another magnet anywhere, or is that,
I've got several.
are they usually on this toolbox?
Always. They're not there.
Oh, I see it. It's up on the. There's the magnet.
Important stuff's done. Okay, I think
Alright, what do you need?
That's a lot of
I'm ready to come out.
We got the harness out of the dash. Everything's taped down to this table so we can hold everything consistent while Dusty cuts them to length and pins them into this fuse box. Over here on this end, see, I'm the messy kid of the family, so I still got this big old rat's nest to deal with. So see, Dusty stuff looks good. Mine, still a mess, so work in progress. And in the background, all the noise, they're putting the boom on.
That's the noise you're hearing. It's the boom. Now, boom. Here it comes. Hold on.
Hold on.
Need more grinder.
Squirt some of that penetrating grease in there. Be a learning curve just driving it.
Yeah, I'd say.
And then understanding the capabilities and limitations of the booster. Yes, that's a whole new tool, but I know how valuable it is, I just don't know how to make it valuable, like in all the applications.
Right. Okay, well, we had some lunch. Thanks, Lizzie and Matt. And got back after this harness. And everything looks really good. This wire we haven't connected yet. We need to make sure we get it to one that's hot in start. Because this is going to turn on the engine computer. So we'll get it figured out. Everything's all labeled, so we have different breakouts for different things. So we have the bulkhead connector on the passenger side. This goes to the harness that goes to the engine. This right here is the console area. This will be instrument panel, and then this one will be the driver's side bulkhead, ignition switch, and then this runs over to the headlight switch and the turn signal switch. It's pretty manageable now. Only took us half the day, so I feel pretty good about it. Okay, time to get it in. What's the matter? Oh,
Yeah, I'm ready for pull.
That was
Well, I don't know.
Do these look groovy? They've got grooves. Yeah. Dad jokes are us.
yeah, this whole record stuff's all kind of new to me. I've never operated one before, so.
It would just, it's just, you would fall right into it.
Yeah.
If you can drive a Suburban through the maze.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think I'm building me one, so.
That's how you tell the difference between a good driver and a bad driver. When a bad driver goes out there and totally screws up, they say, I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
And a good driver goes, well, let me tell you exactly what I did wrong.
Yep. Yep. All right. What you fixing in here, though?
Well, you know, we had everything to the right spot, but then you decided you wanted to this other spot. So
Okay.
it's not like you didn't tell me twice before, but I wanted it over there.
All right.
You wanted it over here, and you won. So here we are.
Okay.
Gas gauge.
Gas gauge.
Yeah.
Really? We're messing up on the gas gauge for Matt's
Yeah.
off-road recovery.
So good luck
vehicle.
on anything else.
Yeah.
You're on your own. for the rest.
Wow. Well, the irony, or I don't know if it's ironic or just standard that the gas gauge will be all messed up on Matt's car.
True.
You know, he doesn't ever look at them anyway, so it doesn't matter.